a nigga hit the lottery, so when you going up, how can you plummet? Damn, you stun it. On the land, when you expand the grands, they understand who run it. In the gym, you brung it. Coming from all the fans, the Kansas City man do.
You guys, it's me, Basie, and today I am back with an Ask Basie video. I know, it's been forever since I've done one, but I was like, let me go ahead and film some. Now, I am gonna be doing some that I got sent at the beginning of the year. Heck, I even think I got one from the end of last year. So y'all wanted me to still do some of the old ones. I'm sure these people that sent me these questions for advice have already had their situations resolved. If you haven't, I'm still gonna go ahead and answer them and get this done for you. Remember, you asked for my advice, so I'm just giving you the advice I would use or take. You don't have to use my advice, and if anyone else wants to give advice on these situations, please be respectful. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I'm not gonna say anyone's names. If you don't want me to, I'm not gonna say your names unless you say your name. So this first one, it says, please help, my sister is starting a cult. Oh my. Hi Basie, I love your channel so much. You are hands down the most genuine YouTuber, and I have especially loved your beauty videos. My mother has recently remarried, so I have 3 new stepsisters. My middle stepsister, her nickname is Claus, is 19 years old. This makes her 10 years younger than me. So as a woman, I have been through some things she's currently going through. She is currently in a phase where she enjoys being highly politically active, which would be fine if it weren't for the fact that she is disappearing for days on end to go protest on streets in countries she's never been to before because of a 20-second news clip explaining the corruption in country's government. She is highly personable and makes people trust her almost instantly. She now has 75 new friends that travel with her all the time that seem to be only interested in telling her how much of an activist and hero she is. They even made a song about her. It's kind of dope, I gotta admit. But it is frighteningly similar to songs you hear about Jesus in church. So 8 days ago, she tells me that her grandmother died and her grandmother left her a lot of money. She wants to buy a house in the middle of nowhere in another country where she barely understands the language, so she could teach her new friends in private how to live the best life, a revolutionary life. Her father tells me she has always had control issues and had a problem respecting people's boundaries. I decided to email you after I saw a video of her on Instagram training her friends for battle. By padlocking them all in a cold basement with thin cots and gross food to mimic a situation where they are arrested for their political activism. You could see their breath when they spoke. You could see the fear in their body. I'm not being silly, right? This is crazy as hell, but I don't know if I should stand back and let it play out or step in and make sure I end this. Thank you for reading, Basie. You're the best. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting this. Well, let me just say this. If this is your stepsister's way of living, good for her. But if you feel like the people that are following her really aren't for the ways that she's trying to live, maybe if you can reach out to them to make sure they're okay, because if they're not being fed right or freezing or anything, that's not safe. She could end up in jail because, not saying she's keeping them hostage, but it could almost come off that way. So why don't you try to talk to your stepfather so maybe he can get through her a little more to make her see that maybe everyone that is following her may not like this type of lifestyle. Really, they might have liked it before, but now it's starting to affect their health, their happiness, their livelihood. But if she's for it, just, hey, and if all of them are for it, just stay in your lane, honey. Don't even trip. If that's what they want, that's what they want. You cannot change a person's mind if they don't want it to change. This next one says, hi, I'm 18. I need advice. I was dating my middle school crush from the beginning of senior year to the end of the first half of my freshman year on college. Or in college, I'm thinking she meant. We've had our issues, of course. We've been together for a year and 3 months. I love him. I've never loved anyone before, and sex is very important to me. I don't get a feeling from sex unless I'm in love, and I don't want to have sex unless I'm in love and see a future with him. So with that being said, after 14 months we had sex. We both liked it, and he liked it more than me. But he was also going through personal issues with his grandmother. 3 weeks after we had sex, he started acting different. And 2 weeks ago, he got upset that I couldn't come get him from the barbershop. Yes, it was raining, but I was sick, drowsy, and dizzy. I expressed that to him. He was upset, and the next day told me he didn't love me anymore and left me. It's been 2 weeks. I feel like he took advantage of me and selfishly had sex with me knowing he didn't love me anymore. How do I get over this? This is my first heartbreak. Well, sweetheart, I hope that the situation has resolved itself. I hope that you've gotten over this by now, because this has been some time now. So I hope you've left him alone. I've hoped he's apologized for doing you that way. If he hasn't, I just hope you've kept it moving. It's hard. Sometimes you have to do different things to get that heartbreak off your mind. Hang with friends, meet new people. Heck, meet somebody else that can get him off of your mind. It seems like, yeah, he might have been using you, and once you couldn't do one simple thing, he got upset and bam, he wanted no more parts of you, which is very common with men and boys sometimes. So, I mean, just hopefully you're not dealing with him anymore. Like I said, try to find something to do fun that can keep your mind off of him. I know it's better said than done, but the more you keep active, the more you keep busy with doing things, trust me, you will eventually start to forget all about him. Okay, this says, lost son's father at 8 months pregnant. Hello, Basie. I wanted to start off saying I'm a big fan and I love your videos oh so much. My story is very interesting and would love some advice. I met my boyfriend in 2014 working at HEB. We messed around about 8 months but decided to go our own ways. That's when I met my daughter's father, and he met someone else also. We stayed connected over the years and recently decided to give us a shot in October of 2017. We fell deeply in love and he became my best friend. He was a wonderful dad to my daughter and stepped up in so many different ways to help take care of my daughter, and he took her in as his own. We found out we were going to have a son due August of 2018. Congrats. We couldn't be happier. Yes, we have had our ups and downs, but we never changed our love for each other. Unfortunately, in May, we received the news that he passed away suddenly. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. The crazy part was I spoke to him 45 minutes before his death, and I was on my way home to him. I recently found out his death was due to drug overdose, and I'm completely upset because I had no clue he was doing this stuff, knowing he had a family. Now I have to prepare to raise our son alone, and it's hard knowing my baby boy will never get to meet his father. I gave birth to my son in July, 5 weeks early, and he was healthy. Well, that's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Do you have any advice on raising boys or being a single parent to 2 children? I could really use the advice and support because I'm lost right now. And my second question, am I crazy for being extremely picky when it comes to dating men? I have standards because the next man I choose to be with will have to step in as a father figure to my son. I hope to hear from you. Sorry for the long message. Oh, it's okay. Well, I do want to offer my deepest condolences to you. I'm sorry that you lost your child's father. I know that had to be hard for you. Again, I apologize for this late video. I do want to say, I mean, you just have to do what you can. Just try to raise both your children the best way that you can. Do you have any, if you feel like that your son needs a male figure right now in his life, you don't necessarily automatically have to just jump in finding another man to help be that role model right away. You might need some time for yourself to get through the grieving process and just to focus on yourself and the children. Now, if you have brothers, uncles, cousins, your dad, or anything like that that could step in and be there to be a male role model to your son, if you feel like, you know, he really needs that right now with his father no longer being around. But I mean, I know plenty of great men that did not have their father. Yes, a woman can't teach a man how to be a man, you have to be a man. You know, a man has to teach you. But I know plenty of men that only had their mother, only women raised them, and they turned out perfectly fine. They turned out great. So first, I would just take some time for just you and your kids to get through that process of the loss, and then maybe when you feel like you're truly ready, and you find the man that meets all of the standards, if you find a man that meets standards enough to be around your children, period, because that's a big thing, having people around your kids. Once you feel like you found that, and if they understand what comes with you, just not you, but those two children, then I mean, then maybe you'll know when you find that one. Right now, I wouldn't worry about so much looking for someone else right now. Just take some time for you and those babies. This next one says, issues with my mom. How do you approach your kids when it's time to have a difficult conversation with them? Or how do you make them feel comfortable enough to approach you with problems that they are having, or just to have a regular conversation with you? I don't have a relationship with my mom because my entire life she's always been physically and emotionally abusive and manipulative. I kind of view her more of a bully than my mom. She's super judgmental and invasive and doesn't respect me or my privacy. Her and I got into a big argument about 2 weeks ago, and I told her that our relationship would be much better if she knew how to approach and talk to me like an adult. But she said that she didn't give a fuck about having a relationship with me, so I left it at that, and I haven't talked to her since. I overheard talking to my dad after the argument, and she basically said that I can't ask her for anything. The only thing that I can ask her for was rides to work, and when open enrollment for school comes up, I can't even ask her for help with my financial aid. A few days ago, she FaceTimed me, but I didn't pick up because I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect when I answered. I don't know what to do. I'm tired of her bullying me and dangling things over my head to get me to kiss her ass when she's mad at me. I don't understand why she's treating me this way, and it hurts. She always makes me cry. I'm crying writing this because it's making me think back on everything I've been through with her. But do you have any suggestions on what I should do? By the way, I'm 20 years old. Much love from Detroit. I'm so sorry that you're having this type of relationship with your mom. I can't really understand it because I had a really good relationship with my mom, and my daughters have a really good relationship with me. So maybe when she FaceTimed you, you should have heard her out. Maybe she wanted to apologize or something, I would hope. But you know your mother better than anyone else. Sometimes even family, you have to love them from a distance. And if your relationship with her is toxic like that, and you know she's never going to change or try to build some type of bond or relationship, a better relationship with you, then sometimes you just have to let that person go, even if it's your own parents. And it's so hard to say that, and sad to say that, because you don't ever want to not have a relationship with the person that brought you into this world. You know, so if she's, you know, affecting your mental state, if she's just making everything so much more difficult for you, then you might have to just let that relationship go. This next one says, hey Basie, this is my first time asking someone I don't know for advice. I'm dating this guy. He's 30 and I'm 28. He has 2 kids and he takes care of his family, but I recently got a message from his ex claiming they have an 8-month-old baby girl together and that they live together. He denies it, but I think it's more to the story. What do you think? Should I do some investigating and let the information fall in my lap, or ask the female for information? When he met me, he told me he only had 2 kids. Please, I need help because I really do love him. What to do? Well, first you need to talk to him and let him know that his ex is claiming they have a whole 8-month-old baby, that he supposedly lives with her. Do you think he lives with her? Do you see him a lot at night? Does he always make excuses why he can't see you certain times? Do you feel in your heart that he may be with another woman? I would investigate. Sometimes you don't want to know the truth, but heck, if you don't think she's telling the truth, she could be lying and being spiteful. And if you feel like he might not become honest and be honest about the situation, hey, put your detective glasses on and hat on and do some digging. And you know, it might not be what you want to find out. It might be good, it might not be. But at the end of the day, if you really want to know and you really love him and you don't want to be strung along, then figure it out if you feel like they won't tell you. But I would bring it to him first. see what he says. If you feel like he's not being honest, then maybe go to her. But see, women can be spiteful, so I don't even know if you should go to her. So it's kind of hard, but you know, hopefully you've already figured this situation out, because again, this was from the beginning of the year. But good luck with your situation, love. This next one says, hi Basie, thanks for reading my email. I love your videos. I'll make it quick. I'm 23 years old and I just got together with my current boyfriend, but I already want to break it off with him. Before we got together, he got me through some tough times as a friend, and we always had fun hanging out together. When I ended my previous relationship, I thought, why not give it a go with him since we seem to have chemistry together? Well, the other day we were just telling secrets to each other just as a little game to find out interesting things about one another, and he ended up telling me he was bisexual. He said that he felt confident telling me that, and he had never told anyone else before. He said he knew he could trust me and that I wouldn't judge him. I felt bad that he said all that, because the truth is, I don't want a boyfriend that is bisexual. I have nothing against gays or bisexual people, but I just don't want my significant other to have a that type of sexuality. I'm not comfortable with it. But I didn't say that to him because of how he felt telling me the secret. Now I'm conflicted. I don't feel attracted to him anymore. I just can't get it out of my head. How do I break it off with him without him thinking I'm homophobic or something, even after he thought that I would be understanding? That's tough, honey. Well, you just have to be honest with him. You have to be honest. Honesty is the best policy. Well, yeah, in most cases. And this is a case where you need to be honest with him. Come to him in a understanding way, but let him know that this isn't something that you want to continue. You want the man that you are with to only like one type of gender, and you would rather that be women than both. You could say it in a little more nicer ways than that. Don't say what I said, and hopefully you've already handled this, but just tell him you don't feel comfortable any longer with this. You understand his secret. You will keep his secret, but you just don't want to be a part of it anymore. You don't want to hurt him. You support him, but at the end of the day, it's just something that you can't get past with being with a person in that type of relationship. Okay, this is gonna be the last one. It says, hi Basie. So first off, I just want to tell you that I love your videos, and as a fellow plus size beauty, you represent us beautifully. Well, thank you. So I have a question and I really need advice. It's a lengthy post, so please bear with me. Can you maybe change his occupation, and please don't use my name? My niece frequents YouTube, and it's her older cousin. She's my niece by my brother. My brother and I have no relationship since my mother passed last year, and my niece's mom is a sister to me. Okay, gotcha. So I recently met this guy through a family member and friend. The guy is super sweet, a gentleman. He's attentive on how my day is, what I like to do, and wants to get to know me more. A week ago, he asked me on a date, and I agreed to let him take me out. I just found out he's fallen on hard times. Yesterday, he texted me after I hadn't heard from him in a few days. He told me he just moved to a city I lived in, which isn't far from our hometown, with a family member to find better opportunities for employment because he lost his job, which was in a hospital, of 4 years and 3 days ago due to car issues with his head gasket. He has been filling out applications and everything and wants to have his own. And he's helped a lot of loved ones in the past, not really putting himself first. But he is very nurturing and more mature than most guys of age 25 to 28. So here we are on the phone, and he really wanted to see me tonight. With it being that he's without a vehicle now, until he works and gets it fixed, I would probably have to go to him. He asked me to assist him in choosing an interview outfit. So he questioned if I wanted to go to the mall with him. Okay. He said he grew out of them, but I don't know. Maybe weight gain? You don't have to tell this part. He was embarrassed because he said he usually does the driving. I told him we could do it Monday after my nail appointment. When I said that, he replied, I can go with you. I just want to spend time with you if that's cool. And he was excited. Is that cool for a guy? No, he's not for another team or anything. Also, he's a Scorpio. So call me crazy. He is really nice and sweet, but I think he may be too nice, or maybe I'm reading too much into it, or I guess I'm not used to it. I've been with some characters. I want a good guy, but not one I can walk over. I've never had a man offer to do that. I guess I'm used to a guy with a little roughness to him, kind of thuggish, but my sister tells me he's really different and she feels we'd make a good match. Any tips or suggestions? Please and thank you. I understand he's falling on hard times. And you know, everyone's saying he's a nice guy. You think he's a nice guy. It seems like he wants to hang with you. I mean, if you really feel that's the case and he's not playing, then I mean, I see no problem with, you know, talking to him, maybe pursuing things, especially if he's trying to, you know, improve his situation and circumstances right now. Now, as far as you saying he might be a little too nice, that's where we go wrong. Just because he's a nice guy doesn't mean you can walk all over him. There's a lot of nice guys that still have a little roughness to him, but he's getting to know you. You're getting to know him. I know a lot of us girls like the bad boys, but bad boys ain't always the right way to go. So if he's a good guy and, you know, you feel like he's a little too nice for you, don't just not see where things can go because he's so nice. So just give him a chance. He might surprise you. Yeah, he's nice and everything, and that's okay. That's good. We need nice men in our life. Get you a nice man. But he still might protect you when he needs to protect you. If something's trying to harm you, he might, you know, step up and, you know, he's gonna be that rough man you need him to be at that point in time. So don't count him out, girl. Give him a chance. So you guys, that's going to be it for the Ask Basie today. The next time I do one will probably, I'm gonna try to go for another 2 weeks from now. I'm gonna try my hardest because I think I have like 12 more that I need right now to answer. I have a total of 12 left, even some from the beginning of the year. It's a total of 12, so I'm not too backed up, but I have 12 left. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any advice for any of these situations that we discussed today, please make sure to leave them down below in the comment box or a section. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, loves.